Are you hating dating? Well, it's time that you had one big mindset shift. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and this exercise that I'm going to teach you today to get you outside of that horrible space of really disliking dating is taken from my Attraction Circle program. So if you really hate dating right now, why is it so important that you start to tackle this with this exercise I'm going to give you today? Well, you may just think, well, dating sucks, it's really tiring. I've been on loads of terrible dates throughout my lifetime, so Hayley, how do you expect me to feel any different? And it's not that I can't understand why you might feel that way. I'm just going to use this time to encourage you to shift yourself out of this space, because hating dating will have a direct impact on the success of your dating life, and it will just compound your experiences. So I'm not saying that you haven't had some tough times, but I am saying you're going to need to be a bit tough with yourself here and pull yourself out of this current state of mind. So how does hating dating negatively impact the experiences that you have in the world of dating? Well, first of all, and arguably most importantly, it makes you feel unhappy. And that unhappiness on a day-to-day basis can impact your self-esteem. And you know what? When our self-esteem isn't as robust and as strong as it could be, we may not make the best decisions about who we choose to spend our time with. So perhaps if you find yourself trapped in a cycle of accepting less than what you really deserve because that's the only person that's showing up for you, again, it could be feeding back into this cycle. The second reason why hating dating can really negatively impact your dating life is it can cause you to focus on changing completely the wrong things. So for instance, if your mindset is, I hate dating, no one wants a real relationship these days anyway, you may then use that hypothesis and change your actions and how you interact with people, whether that's playing games or playing it cool or just acting in a way that's really inauthentic to you because that's how you feel you should behave because you need to play the game because it's dating and it's horrible. Again, you could then be setting yourself up for failure because all of the actions you're taking are based on a belief around dating that actually is incorrect. Finally, if you hate dating and you just think it's awful and like dating is broken, guess what? People are also intuitive. So perhaps the people you really want to connect with are going to get that vibe from you on a date. So even if you feel like you're coming across in a way that's really fun, really playful, and really engaged and present, I bet if you're secretly hating your dating life, that's going to be influencing not only how you feel on the dates, but how someone also emotionally reacts to you. So we want to get your emotional account balance around dating and boost it back up again. In order to do this, I'm going to give you a really simple exercise that you can use to create a slightly more positive belief around dating, because as we've just looked at, belief can directly influence your actions and your results and your success in this area. So often when I might advise people about creating a more positive belief around dating, you can imagine the response I get to that, which is, well, Hayley, if all of my experiences have actually been really bad and I'm like nowhere near what I want, how am I supposed to suddenly magically believe that this is going to suddenly be different for me? So I've created a framework of what you can say to yourself as a mantra to both acknowledge the past, but to keep a more positive door open to what could change for you in the future. This comes in 3 stages. So I want you to, if you've got a pen and paper to hand, get that ready because we're going to start to really challenge some of your beliefs. First thing I want you to say to yourself is, up until now, my experiences have been. At this part of your mantra, this is when you get the opportunity to acknowledge that, yeah, it hasn't actually all been a bed of roses and there's been some really difficult times for you. So it could sound something like, up until now, I have allowed myself to be treated in a way that was unkind. I have accepted less than what I really deserved. I have pursued the wrong people for me. I've held on to toxic relationships. I've not held strong enough boundaries. I've been disappointed People have lied to me. Whatever's gone down, this is the part of your mantra where you can acknowledge that. By saying up until now, crucially, we start to put this into the past. This is something that has happened and is not going to continue to happen. Second part that I really want you to focus on is talking about what you are proactively working on. So your phrase is, right now, I'm focusing on. And this is where you actually get accountable and you state all of the things that you're going to work on to really help that. This is a really important section as well, because while sometimes bad things just happen and there isn't a reason for it, oftentimes, as if you've watched my TED Talk, you'll know I am like 100% being there myself. We enable or co-create things happening to us. And so where there is accountability, I think it's good to take that accountability, because then that actually gives you the ability to create change. You can say, right now I'm working on having better boundaries for myself, taking longer to get to know people, developing my self-esteem in other areas of my life. So whatever it is that you're currently focusing on building and developing for yourself, this is where we name it in this section. The final part of this important mantra is you say, I remain open to, which this is the bit where you say what you believe could happen. You're not saying it's guaranteed and it's absolutely going to happen tomorrow. You're just saying that you hold open the space that it possibly could happen. This might not sound that powerful, but remember, if your current attitude is, I hate dating, it's never going to happen for me, I am doomed, the system is broken, we're not trying to completely get you to be like, yeah, dating is amazing, there's loads of great people out there, because that might be too much of a big leap for you right now. Instead, we're just trying to get you to pivot one little bit towards being more open around this area of your life. So you're going to say, I remain open to the healthy, loving, committed relationship that I deserve or that I want. Remember your phrasing here, people. It's up until now. This is where you acknowledge everything that's happened. Right now, I'm working on. This is where you talk about the current practices and things you're doing in your life to stay accountable and to reach your goals. I remain open to. This is when you state what you would like to happen or that you're open to happening for yourself in the future. I hope that this framework has given you some guidance about how you can start to shift your belief. Because when we shift belief, we shift our results. If you want to learn more about practical exercises that you can do to really transform your dating life, please head over to hayleyquinn.com/circle. The link will be beneath this video. I do really practical, somewhat radical at times, dating coaching for men, women, everyone who are really open to it. So if that could be you, please head to hayleyquinn.com/circle.